Hi everyone. So I wanted to talk to you about something that's really close to my heart, and it's about a species that is absolutely amazing that the planet just cannot live without, and if they do go extinct we're in a lot of trouble. So I was lucky enough to attend the Sundowners event last night, which was amazing. Obviously it was online because of COVID, so it was about just over 2 hours long, and it was all about the black rhino. And you've also got the northern white rhino and the southern white rhino. And there's this amazing organisation in Kenya called Pejeta, which were talking on this event last night about the wonderful work they do in caring for the rhino. So I might have to just read a few things out to you so I just don't get anything wrong. Okay, so Pejeta Conservancy, so their mission is to conserve wildlife. So between 1960 and 1995, black rhino numbers dropped by a sobering 98% to less than 2,500. But since then, the species has made a tremendous comeback from the brink of extinction, and that's thanks to the persistent conservation efforts across Africa. So Pejeta are located in Kenya, and they were established in 2005. They've gone from 4 black rhinos to 138 rhinos. So they are key one, which means that they've got over 100 of the species. And they are hoping to have 2,000 rhinos by 2030, which we really hope happens. So they lean heavily on fundraising, particularly over the COVID crisis, because tourism has come to a halt and the revenue from tourism has dropped, and they think they've lost maybe about $4 million, so that's about estimated to have been lost. So why are rhinos so amazing? So I don't know if you've ever been up close to a rhino, but they are so beautiful, so unique. I just cannot believe that we are so lucky to have these species and to see them up close, whether it's at a wildlife park. And for my birthday last year, we went to the Cotswold Wildlife Park, and I was lucky enough to meet baby Stella with her mom, and it was one of the most breathtaking moments, to be that close and to watch and to know that they're safe at that wildlife park and to be cared for, and they're safe from poachers and everything else that they're in threat of. It was wonderful. So rhinos are a keystone species. So if you don't know what a keystone species is, it basically means that without them, the planet and the ecosystem would be dramatically different or cease to exist altogether. So you might think, how on earth, you know, to a lot of people they're just an animal. Why are they so important? So rhinos, the way they eat, they graze the grass. So by doing that, they clear the way and prevent invasive plant species that can take over, causing the death of important plants, leading to barren landscape. This means other grass-eating species wouldn't survive, and African savannas become impossible for them to live in. So animals like zebras and the gazelles, which are endangered, they would probably no longer exist because they would not have food. And we know that the carnivores like cheetahs that we've learned about, and the lions and the hyenas and the leopards eat the gazelles and these other herbivores, and of course they won't have food. So there would be a huge imbalance in the food chain without the rhinos. So many animals rely on the rhinos to keep their grassy buffets healthy and plentiful. Okay, so also why rhinos are important as well for the ecosystem is because of carbon dioxide. So obviously we know that the grass area takes in more carbon dioxide than it gives off, so it's obviously clearing the air. So obviously rhinos are very important to the air quality, as they are the Earth's ecology as well. So also as well, rhinos, they, with tourism, so in Kenya, the tourism is a big income for them. So without people touring to see these magnificent animals, people would lose their jobs, it would affect communities, so economies would suffer basically. So really sad that, so we know that old Pejeta have the black rhino. So this is really sad. So the northern white rhino, if anybody remembers, in 2018 the last male northern white rhino passed away. His name was Sudan. Really sad. He passed away at old Pejeta, at their place. He was surrounded by all of his nearest and dearest carers and all the people that looked after him. So he left his daughter Najin and his granddaughter Fatu, and they are the only surviving northern white rhino, and there's none left in the wild. So we are now relying on science to make sure that they do not go extinct. So IVF, obviously it's very tricky and it's extremely challenging to use on rhinos, but this is the only way that they're going to be able to do it. So there's a southern white rhino who are endangered as well, but there are quite a lot of those still left, I think, and they've got very different behaviours to the northern white rhino, so it's very hard to kind of breed because they are very different. They are much bigger, and the way that you can tell, I think, that they have got a different lip area. I think that the northern have got more of a pointed lip and the southern have got a square lip. I think that's correct. So they are hoping to finally be able to breed the northern white rhino again, but unfortunately the southern white rhinos as well are constantly decreasing the numbers due to the threats that they face. So why do I get really upset talking about this? So why are rhinos endangered, and why are they under threat? And in one sentence, the answer is humans made this happen. So rhino horn is used in traditional Chinese medicine. And it's also used as a status symbol to display success and wealth. It is unbelievable. One rhino horn can fetch in excess of £200,000. Rhino horn trade has been banned under the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species, so that's the CITES, since 1977. Yet the black market demand is still high, particularly in Vietnam and China. So there's no specific evidence found that there is any benefits from using it as a remedy. And to me, it's so heartbreaking that this is still happening. People are still getting away with this. That horn should be nowhere but on that animal. If anybody's seen my posts about the bear bar farming, what they do is they lock these bears in cages that are just slightly bigger than them, and that's how they live their life, in this cage. And what they do is they remove the bile from the bear's stomach, because they believe that it helps digestive problems for humans, for them, even though that bile was made for that bear to help him digest his own food. And when they do that, the bear can have tumours, can have cancer. These bears are living in disgusting, horrible factories. It's like you being trapped in a little cage constantly. These bears are shaking, they're so scared. These are the people that are ruining our planet and are making our animals die out, all for wealth and stupid traditional medicine that doesn't even work, that's proven that it doesn't work. If we don't do something, if we don't all stand up and make noise and support these organisations, this is still going to happen, and these people are still going to win. And nature will strike back if we don't live harmoniously with other species, because we were all meant to live on this planet. We are not more important than the rhinos, than the tigers, than the bears. We are destroying the world, and it needs to stop. And I thank God for these wonderful people in Kenya, these wonderful sanctuaries that take care of these animals, that one animal's life is so important to them and they'll do anything for that animal. And then you have the absolute bastards that go out there and trophy hunt and shoot these animals. I can't even say on camera what I'd like to do to those people, but we will win. The good people will win finally, and if we bring our kids up to think the same, be the same, and the black market, it will put an end to it. You know, hopefully when we leave the EU, the stop of fur being imported, it will stop. And trophies from hunting. It's so sad. So also a threat to the rhinos, the loss of habitat, so major threat. More land cleared for agriculture, so there's less space for rhinos to thrive in. So old Pejeta then are determined to save the northern white rhino from extinction and care and give the best life to the black rhinos already with them. They have only had one rhino poached in, and that was 3 years ago. So they're doing a fantastic job. They have canine units, so they have the dogs that really guard, and guards with guns as well. So you'll be able to see that from the photos that I'm putting up on the video. So due to COVID, our Pejeta really need our help, and this is what you can do. And I just want to say as well, during the live, it was so good because they had these dancers from Kenya and they put on a show and it was amazing. And they also had this famous ballet dancer that grew up in like a poor area in Kenya and now he's like an international ballet star, and his name was Joel Kyoko, I might have said that wrong, but he did this dance and it was called Memories of Wildlife, and it was his memories of growing up in Kenya surrounded by the wildlife. So what you can do to help, so this is my little Sudan little rhino that I drew, a little Sudan, bless him. So Sudan is an ambassador and for all the northern white rhinos, and he's a symbol, and we don't want him to, we want his death to save the northern white rhinos, and we've only got 2 left. That are both female that can't breed, so all the help we can get. So if you visit, so oldpejetaconservancy.org, that's their website. If you want to give a donation, or they're doing this lovely little raffle where you can name one of the rhinos at Old Pejeta, which is just amazing. I wanted to win that one, and that's a £10 entry. And they've also got other things on, so they had an auction as well to raise money. So that's giverg.uk/ Sundowners, so that's where you can do a donation. And also you can find Pejeta on Instagram, so that's their Instagram, and then on their Twitter as well, and then Helping Rhinos on Instagram and Twitter. So yeah, thank you to everyone for watching and listening. We've really got to get it out there that it's so important to look after these animals. They are vital for the future of our planet, for the future of other species. The food chain, they're all there for each other, and if one of them goes, like the rhino, who is a keystone species, then we're all in trouble. And yeah, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm going to be doing some more videos. I find it really hard to talk about the bears without bursting into tears. I found that really difficult because I can't get my head around why anyone would do that. But I know I upset myself looking at these things, but I know that the only way that we are going to make a difference and we are going to help is if you do read about it and you do educate yourself. Because if we just turned a blind eye because it's too sad, then if we all did that, then the bears wouldn't get helped. You know, these wonderful people at Free the Bears, they've saved so many bears from a life of torture, and this is what we need to do. We need to keep on keeping on. I love my job with Lizelle, but if I could be, you know, an animal activist at the same time, I would love it. I'd love to go out to Kenya and see these sanctuaries, see these places where these animals are, and try and help in some way. And I think that's when I get frustrated with people who are celebrities, who have a voice. It would take these people one post to reach millions of people, and I think this is why I get upset, because people are focusing on the wrong things and materialistic and things that aren't important. This is what's important, because this affects our life, your kids' lives, and the life of the planet we live on. There isn't another planet to go and live on when this one's done. There isn't. And when David Attenborough isn't here anymore, who's gonna fight the corner? Who is gonna stand up and say something? And that's what scares me. I lie in bed at night and think about what's going to happen to all the animals and who's going to look after them. And we met a guy at the park today, and his dog was found in a bin in Portugal, in a bin, just thrown away. And some of his brothers and sisters had died in the bag, in the bin. And this cruelty just needs to stop. But I'm determined to save animals, one animal at a time. And yeah, rhinos are beautiful. They're gentle giants, and they're just incredible, and we need them. So help. Love you guys. Bye.